Good morning. My name is Daniel Piña Alvarado, and today I'm going to talk about Unit 5, summative task of phonetics part P. Okay, to start, I'm going to explain the anatomy of the vocal tract when producing sounds in English. Here we have this diagram where we have all the different parts. I'm not going to say some of them because then the video will get too long. But first is the nostrils. The nostrils are the holes in your nose from which air passes through. Oh, air enters and exits the nasal cavity here. Now, what is the nasal cavity? The nasal cavity is the space inside the nose within the hard palate and your brain. And it's required to do the M and N sounds since the air has to go somewhere. Because when you do the M and N sounds, air escapes from your mouth. So you cannot do it because the air will just inflate your cheeks and you wanna sound. So you need your nostrils clear to make the M and N sound because you do them with the nasal cavity. Then we got the tongue. The tongue is the tentacle in the middle of your mouth. You normally use it to taste. To make sounds with it, you move it up and down, touching other parts of your mouth to block or channel air. The tongue is mostly used for consonants. Consonants. D. D. Then we have the teeth. The teeth are the white blocks in your mouth that allow you to chew food. They serve in combination with other parts such as the tongue and the lips to block and conduct air for specific sounds. Again, mostly used for consonants. Then we have the lips. The lips. The lips. The lips are the mobile skin that covers your mouth. You normally use it to keep food in your mouth. To make sounds, you move it into shapes, close it, open it, to block for air, or channel it into specific sounds. Round, not round, a, 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 e, o, u. Circular and open lips are required to do the vocals I, O, A, E, I, O, U. Closing your lips serve for sounds such as because you cannot say with the mouth open, b, 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 and b. You need to close your lips to do that and make like an explosion of air, which are some consonant sounds. Then we have the alveolar ridge. The alveolar ridge is a region between in your teeth and the roof of your mouth or hard palate. It's uh, 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 like this part. That's like a little bump. To make sound, to use it to make sounds, you touch the tip of your tongue while pushing air in rapid movements that create little explosion of air. You use this to create the sounds D, 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 like T, like D, and N, N. But this one you like maintain it, N, and others. Now the hard palates. This is what we call the roof of your mouth. The hard palate or the roof is located between the alveolar ridge and the soft palate and uvula. To make sounds, the middle of the tongue touches the hard palate while pushing air in with a slight rubbing sensation. With this, you create sounds like you can feel like your whole tongue going up and touching your hard palate. This one you need to use like the tip of your tongue, but still touch the hard palate. Uh, uh, and then the sound. Then we go to the bedroom, the soft palate. We mentioned it before. The soft palate is located between the hard palate and the uvula. The back of your To make sounds, you press the back of your tongue slightly to the back of your mouth to a soft rubbing sensation. You should feel like this. like the back of your tongue is covering your throat. You create the sounds G, 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 because it touches it. Then, like the K, kilo, kilo. You kind cover it and make a tiny explosion. And you also do it for the sh sound. Or for the, and you do it for the, okay, so you know how you say sing, the ing sound? The ing sound? You use, you use the back of your tongue to make the ing, g, because you use the g, sing. Then we go back, then we go lower into, well, first the pharynx, because it's closer. It's the intersection between the inner nose and mouth to the throat. So so as you can see, when the nasal cavity ends, there's a hole going to the soft palate, connecting to the tongue, and that's called a pharynx. Then it is to the rest of the throat. Well, we can find first the larynx is the tube that connects the lungs, your saxophone that you used to breathe, to the mouth, and it's where the vocal folds cords are. The vocal cords are two flaps of muscle, two flaps of muscle that look like this, that vibrate the air from the lungs to produce sound. That would be it. The glottis is just like a tiny block here. This is just the gastric throat. This is the gastric throat. This is where food enters, and this is the epiglottis. The epiglottis is what stops food from entering your larynx. So as we saw, to make sounds, you use mostly the tongue, the teeth, the lips, and touching with the hard palate, the alveolar ridge, the velum. The uvula, I don't think you use it to make sounds. It's more like the soft palate, but the uvula is there as a landmark. Then the pharynx, the larynx, and the vocal folds, all cords. Okay. Now we go to the next section. Yes. Okay. After we saw the anatomy of the vocal tract, now I'm going to explain the differences and examples of what are phonemes and what are allophones. So imagine the T. The T, as you say it in here, in T sound. Well, you don't say the T when you say little. When you say little, like an R, or kitten, or stop, or top. You say in different ways depending on the word, but the original is T, T. As, so that is what a phoneme is, the original sound of the word. Meanwhile, the allophones are different variations of the same sound. That will be it. Now I'm going to explain the next topic. Now, I'm going to explain the phonetic features of phonemes, starting with voicing. Voice sounds are produced when you are vibrating your vocal cords, like this. They look like this. And voice sounds are without the vibration. To identify them, you need to see if, one, air is coming out of your mouth, and two, if you feel a vibration in your throat. For example, mm, me, me, me. There's like a little air coming out of my mouth, and it's like a vibration. Here are some examples of voice and voices. Hi, hi, hi. There's no vibration. There's no hi, 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 die, die, sip, bash, ship, kite, hi. However, with these ones, the voice ones, is bye, bye. Bye, 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 bye. My, wet, 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 vie, 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 die, vie, vie. That's the difference between the with the B and the B. Die, 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 or die, 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 nine, nine, nine. See how they're making the vibration? Mm, sip, 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 lie, lie, right, right, beige, 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 jib, 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 yet, 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 guide, guide, gong, 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 gong. And that's it for voicing. Voicing in the phonetic features. Next, we are going for rounding. Okay, okay, now that we have seen voicing, we're going with rounding. We're rounding, I mean lip rounding. It's how we shape our lips, the whole skin, to make sounds. Especially vocals can be divided into two: rounded, unrounded, and close. First, we got rounded like eight, 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 eight. See how I'm putting my lips like that? A, E, E, I. It's like I'm flying. Then we got L, L. It's more like Y, O, O, O. And then I kind of making an O with my lips. C, D, G, K, N, S, T, X, Y, C. I do this. C, C, D, G, K, G, G, K, N, S, T, X, Y, C, X, Y, C. I kind of need to like do a movement for Y, Y, F, F, F. It's kind of close, but it's not close completely because you use your teeth. F, F, V, V, V. Then we got Q, Q, which is a smaller circle. Then we got W, W, W. Now we got the close sounds like B, 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 M, M, M. You cannot say them with the mouth open, like eh, he. You cannot say them like P, 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 P. Then we got the U, U, U. I normally do it like this. You can also do it like that. U, U, U. Then we got the E, 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 which is like a smile. E, E, A, E, A, E. Then we got the R, 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 R. You can show your teeth. Then we got the the, 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 the. You put like kind of your teeth, your tongue within your teeth, and you do and you extend your again. The. And then finally the che. You cannot do it like this. Che, J, ish, ish. I'm of course exaggerating a little to like make it more obvious, but yeah, it's kind of how would you do it when you are actually speaking. Thank you. Now we're going to the next topic. Okay, after we saw lip rounding, now we're going to see nasality. The nose. The nose. Okay. As we said before, air needs to go through the nose and out of through the nasal cavity and out the nostrils to make some sounds. It refers to air flowing through the nose when producing sounds by the way it's alphabet. It helps produce the sounds M, N, and ing, ing, like sing, mm, mother, nanny, sing, pam, not, pang. If you not choose a block, you will have difficulties or setup cannot make those sounds. It's why people, when they cover another tongue like this, so you cannot say the M, M, because the air is not going nowhere, so it's blocking your cheeks. And this wasn't more difficult to say because your mouth is open, but still the air gets stuck there. And sing, because you're trying to say the N in NG, sing. So yeah, if you block your nose or if you're congested, you will have difficulties talking. Especially like this, you will have this weird accent. Okay, so that would be it for nasality. Remember, nose is blocked, you have difficulties. So keep the airways open. Thank you very much. Now we're going to the next topic. Cheers. Okay, now that we have seen nasality, now we follow with the phonetic composition of words, specifically when it comes to word stress. So word stress is so when we talk about word stress is when a word has more than one syllable will receive more importance than the others when it's pronounced. This is the syllable that receives the primary word stress. This means that compared to the other of the syllables, the vowel sound of the syllable will be either louder, longer, and at a higher pitch. For example, the syllable lax in the word relax, or den in the word dangerous. Dangerous. We say these syllables with more intensity than the rest of the word. These syllables are called primary stress since they are the ones with the most noticeable difference. There's also secondary stress, especially for words with more than two syllables, where another syllable is also stressed, but not as much. Examples being the syllable phi in photography and the syllable tech in technological. The words already have primary stress in top in photography and low in technological. But when you say them, there is some stress put into phi and tech. It's just not as much. As such, it's called secondary stress. It's not as big as the primary stress. Some more examples would be the yellow will be the primary stress, the green will be the secondary stress of humanitarian. Unforgettable, impossible, relax, relax. Again, and no, only like words with two syllables do not have secondary. They don't have secondary stress. Yes, and words with one syllable are well always stress because there's nothing to not stress. Okay, so that would be it for stress, word stress. And now we go to the next topic. Okay, now that with word stress, we're going to see reduction, but specifically phonetic reduction, the vowel reduction, strong and weak forms, assimilation, and addition. So start reduction. What is it? It's the opposite of stress and appears and happens to parts of a word or sentence that were not stressed already. Reduction sounds are with less emphasis, shorter and softer. Vowel reduction is when a vowel is not pronounced or is pronounced differently. The main example is replacing the vowel sound for a schwa. For example, peanut butter. Peanut butter. Instead of the peanut butter, we say peanut, 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 peanut. Because the schwa is the sound of breakfast, breakfast, wake pa, instead of wake fast or wake face. And then is vision, vision, vision. Instead of vision, we say vision, vision. Now that we saw what reduction is and vowel reduction, now we go to the weak and strong forms. The weak song forms refer to words or words on a sentence that are stressed and which ones are reduced. For example, what are you gonna do tomorrow? What are you gonna do tomorrow? What are you gonna do tomorrow? The unstressed words are and do, to, are and to. Meanwhile, the stressed words are what you do tomorrow. Instead of saying each word sound by sound, we say what you're gonna do tomorrow. As a rule, content words, the most important words, are stressed, and structure words, the least important words, are reduced. So content words, what you do tomorrow. Those are stressed and are going to are the unstressed, are the weak forms, and the other ones are the strong forms. So what are you gonna do tomorrow? What are you gonna do tomorrow? After that, we got the topic of assimilation. It has to do, again, with weak and strong. Assimilation is a common phonological process by which the sound of the ending of one word blends into the sound of the beginning of the following word. This occurs when the parts of the mouth and vocal cords start to form the beginning sounds of the next word before the last sound of the previous word was completed. An example of this would be hot potato, hot potato, hot potato. When we try to say hot potato, it's easy. It's hot potato. Potato. Hot ends with a T. But when we say fast, we say hot potato, hot potato, hot potato. We eliminate the T because we are combining the two words, hot potato, hot potato. H-O-P-O-T-A-T-O, hot potato. Another example will be handbag. It's supposed to be handbag, 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 because it has a hand, it's a bag, you grab it by the hand. But since we try to say the bag before we finish the hand, it's handbag. H-A-N instead of with a D. Again, the example would be, what are you gonna do? 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 We're combining the words because that way is more fluent. Finally is addition, also known as the omission of a sound in speech. Addition is common in casual conversation. More specifically, addition may refer to the omission of an unstressed vowel, consonant, or syllable. This omission is often indicated in print by an apostrophe. For example, I don't know. Yes, I do know, but it's the example. Don't. How do you say do not? Don't. In this case, don't. You don't say the T. You say I don't know. I do know. I don't know. I don't know. In this case, you don't say the T, so you omit it. You addition it or something. Another example would be peanut butter. Peanut butter. Since you're saying it fast, you omit the T. And the famous gonna. In gonna, first, the going gets replaced by schwa, so it's gone, gone, and the T and the two is completely omitted. So you don't even say to, going to, gonna to. No, you say gonna. And I think that will be it for the Unit 5 summative task. My name is Daniel Piña Alvarado. Thank you for watching. Bye.